Damn it. I went this whole entire thing and I didn't even say the name of the company. VP.net stands for Verified Privacy. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to a very special episode of the Matt Kim Podcast. I am your host, Matt Kim, and I'm the only one here today because I have such a huge announcement that I had to get out into the world. Thank you for joining on this special episode. So, as a lot of you guys know, I've been working on a new project and a new business for the last, I don't know how long I've been working on this, maybe 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. And it's one of the most exciting, big idea things I've ever done in my life. And I'm really excited to share it with you, really excited to tell you about it. And I'm just going to get into it. If you really think about it, privacy is your right to share what information you choose, not the privilege to keep what they allow. And we talk a lot about privacy. We talk a lot about freedom. We talk a lot about liberty. We talk a lot about this dystopian future of control and walls, invisible walls being built around us. We talk about this all the time. And the reality is I got really sick of just talking about it only. How many times can you talk about the problem over and over and over again without actually having a solution? And I just had the most fortunate thing happen. I happened to partner with people that I met and I learned about and I got to connect with through doing this podcast. I got to connect with maybe some of the smartest people in the world that really care about the things that I care about the things that you care about, which is freedom, which is separating from the matrix, which is figuring out how to get control of your own life back, of your own privacy and your information back. And I had the opportunity to partner with them and work on a brand new product. And the new product that we're working on is a VPN. And I get it. Yeah, there are a lot of VPNs out there. People do VPN, whatever. We've talked about this before on this show, on this podcast, many times. But the reality is this. Your traditional VPN, they all operate the same exact way. And yes, they're like, oh, we don't do logs, no logs. Like, look, we're registered in this country, so they can't track us. It's all marketing. A VPN works one way. A traditional legacy VPN works one way. And the way that a VPN works is that you are trusting them. It's a trust-based system. You are trusting that this VPN provider who can see your activity, can see your traffic, can see your data, that they will not sell, compromise, share, lose your information. Okay. It's 2025. The entire VPN industry is built on a model where you have to trust that this technology company will not ever compromise your data. It's not even a matter of are they doing it intentionally, although we can get into that another day. The VPN industry is built on trust. You have to trust that this company, Express, Nord, Proton, Mulvad, whatever you want to say, you have to trust that these companies registered in foreign countries, in Romania, in Switzerland, in Panama, in Lithuania, you have to trust that these companies will never compromise your data. It's 2025. We know that time and time again, given the opportunity for a technology company to choose themselves over choosing your privacy, your rights, your data, that usually we, the people, are the ones that get screwed. It's not intentional most part. When Coinbase lost a lot of their user driver's license, they weren't trying to lose their driver's licenses. It just happened. When Adidas, I think last week, 2 weeks ago, when they lost user information, They weren't intending on compromising your data. It just happened. When MGM and Caesars got hacked, they weren't hoping they get hacked. It just happens. When Experian and LexisNexis, when they lose your data, they're not trying to lose your data. It just happens. And in 2025, trusting technology companies with your information, trusting that they will do the best practice for you, I think that's pretty insane. And I think most of you guys agree. So what we did was we built something completely different. This is the first zero trust architecture VPN in the world. How it works is this. We take a user's data, we route it, all the network traffic through a Intel SGX hardware secure enclave. Basically what that is in certain server processors, there are these specialty areas like these black boxes where any traffic that goes in, no one can see inside. This was made to do highly confidential, highly secure key signatures, and we figured out a way to route internet traffic. We've patented the idea, the non-network anonymization within a hardware secure enclave, patent pending. And we believe that this method will change how VPN is done forever. Because we cannot, as a VPN provider, cannot compromise, sell, share, or lose your data if we ourselves do not have access to it. If the government shows up with the government gun and says, give us your information, I can't. You can subpoena all you want. I don't have it to give you. And isn't that why all these VPN providers register their companies in foreign jurisdictions? Because they don't want to comply. And yes, maybe they don't, maybe they do. We physically cannot give up your information because we ourselves don't have it. And if someone were to gain root host access into the server itself, they themselves can't see it. Nobody can see your traffic. Isn't that how privacy should be, by the way? That your information, your activity, your data belongs to you and only you, and you get to decide who gets to see it or share it with. If you go on Facebook or you go on X or you go on YouTube and you voluntarily sign up and you give them your information, that's separate. You choose to give up your data there. But when you're browsing the internet, you didn't have a choice. The most private thing that a person has, actually, is their internet browser history, if you really think about it. If I know what you're doing on the internet, I know what favorite foods you have. I know where you like to shop. I know what car you want to buy. I know what car you want to buy, but you can't afford. I know where you want to go on vacation. I know how many people are going on vacation with you. I know what business you're working on. I know what business you want to work on. I know that you want to quit your job. I know that you're looking for a job. I know what side chick you're trying to creep on. I know what their side chick and their habits are and what gift you want to buy them, although you know you shouldn't buy it for them. I know your kinks because I know your browser history. And currently, here in the United States, as well as majority of the world, your ISP and the people that you're going through and using the browser, unless you're using a VPN, they know all of this. It's kind of scary if you think about it. Your ISPs know you better than probably your best friend. If you're using a traditional VPN, all you're doing is taking it from the ISP knows everything about you to your VPN knowing everything about you. And they say, yeah, we don't log. I get it. But that's a policy choice, meaning that they can log you. They just say they're not. And some companies will say, well, we do a biannual security audit. Great. Were you logging your users the minute before the security audit? And were you logging your users the minute after the security audit? I don't know. You just have to blindly trust these companies. I don't know about you. I'm really not big on the idea of trusting technology companies any longer. which is why having a zero trust VPN is really important. And the VPN isn't like all encompassing. It won't keep you 100% anonymous on the internet. It's just the first necessary step to protect your data. I compare a VPN to like a shield. If you have a shield, it blocks most of the surface area. Doesn't mean you can't get headshot. It doesn't mean someone can't shoot you in the foot. But having a steel or iron shield is infinitely better than having a paper shield. The other things we do, damn it. I want this whole entire thing, and I didn't even say the name of the company. VP.net stands for Verified Privacy. We call it Verified Privacy because in real time, you can verify 24/7 if your connection is secure. We have a attestation model. Basically, what you can do is you can see the snippet of code and verify that that code is running within that secure enclave. You don't have to wait for these biannual security audits. You're able to know that all times your connection is private and secure. And not only that, is that our client is built so that you cannot even connect to a server if this server is compromised. Meaning that if anyone try to come in and try to force us to build a backdoor, we can't. Because even if there was a backdoor built, you never will connect to it. Which is why we're registering in the United States. Because we have nothing to hide. We can't hide. It's built so that you can't hide, that we ourselves cannot hide away. If we can't hide, why would we go elsewhere? Actually, if you think about it, wasn't that why we were trying to ban TikTok here in the United States, by the way? We were saying that, oh, you got to ban TikTok because they're sending all of our data to China. It's like, wait a second. When you use a VPN, you're sending all of your internet traffic to foreign companies. How is that different, by the way? Your traffic and your data and your information should stay here. It should stay in a place where it's private, where it cannot be compromised. And that's actually how true privacy should work. The other things that we do at VP.net is that we obfuscate traffic. So when traffic goes into the server and it goes into the secure enclave, we also put in random packets. We time delay just a hair so that even if someone were to try to sit there and watch any traffic coming out and try to watch traffic come in, traffic coming out, even though they can't make the connection, they may try to do a time attack. In order to prevent time attacks, we obfuscate the traffic, meaning that there are fake footprints running around all over the server. They're making your steps stutter. It's like a traditional VPN is like going out and you're trying to hide and you put on a pair of sunglasses. And you're like, huh, that kind of looks like the guy. But he got sunglasses on. It's not him. It's crazy. It doesn't work. What VP.net does is it lets you go out in public. It hides you. And not only does it hide you, but it puts fake footprints all around you. So you can't logically try to conclude who is who. Currently, we have about 350 servers online throughout the world. You can download it for your desktop. You can download it for iOS, for Android, for Linux. You can have multiple devices set up. You can stream. You can do all the things that you can do. But what we did do was we stripped out all the random things that all these new VPN clients have that actually don't ensure privacy. We don't split tunnel. We don't do dedicated IP. We don't do these things that are actually considered not private. It is a privacy tool. It is a freedom tool. It is every single thing on that client is to ensure maximum privacy. Privacy is our focus. Privacy is something that we take extremely seriously. And I'm really fortunate to partner with some of the, I'm going to say, real leaders in the cypherpunk movement, leaders in cryptography, leaders in privacy. Just to give you a little context, let me tell you a little bit about the co-founders. So one of our co-founders is Andrew Lee. Andrew Lee is the original creator of private internet access. If you're familiar, it's one of the largest VPNs in the world. He sold that 6 or 7 years ago. And he's also Tangun on Soju, the one that helped us build Soju. He has been involved in the cryptography and security and privacy world for a better part of 20, 30 years. He built what was considered one of the most private VPNs at that time. Although now it's sold to another company, it's part of a larger organization. I don't know how private it is any longer. That's another story for another day. But when he was running it and he was in charge, it was considered the pinnacle of internet privacy. Andrew Lee, co-founder. Another gentleman that we're working with is Mark Karpelès. Mark Karpelès, if you're in crypto, you've heard that name before. Mark Karpelès was the CEO of Mt. Gox, which was one of the largest and first and largest Bitcoin exchanges in the world, meaning that he is an expert in network systems. He understands cryptography. He understands how people communicate all over the world. Mt. Gox had a rough patch, but in all fairness, he was running a Bitcoin exchange in his early 20s, 15 years ago, when no one even knew what Bitcoin was. If anything, he understands how network systems work. He understands at a core level how to implement. And if anyone in the world is more concerned about security and privacy, it would be Mark. Our fourth co-founder is a guy by the name of Mr. Roger Ver. Roger Ver, some people know him as Bitcoin Jesus. Roger Ver is one of the aforementioned leaders of privacy and liberty. He's been fighting for financial freedom and freedom on the internet for the better part of 20 years. Actually, he was going around trying to convince people to buy Bitcoin when it was $1. And if Roger Ver never existed, then the Bitcoin economy, cryptocurrency economy as we know today would not exist, because he is the one that invested in all the early infrastructural projects of cryptocurrency at the very earliest stages. This is my team: Andrew Lee, Mark Karpelès, and Roger Ver. This is a team built for the idea of freedom, liberty, privacy. How do you help people separate from the establishment systems and processes that are built around you? And how do we grow into a future where you have control of your own lives? This is just the first of many tools to come, privacy tools. We call them freedom tools. I really hope that you support our business, support our endeavor, support our mission and our movement. This is something that I've been spending the better part of 20 hours a day, every single day for the last 4 months on. It's actually the only thing that matters to me right now, because again, we talk all the time about all the different problems in this world that we face, about the dystopian walls of control being built around us. And at some point, just talking about it seemed like it wasn't going anywhere. Had to build something that actually provides value back to the community, back to the general population, that gives us freedom tools to fight back to the system that's being established around us. I hope you support it. Go to vp.net, sign up, and share, and let your friends know. This is the only VPN that can't spy on you. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next episode.